oftentimes you'll have the need to share your maps with others, perhaps a colleague at a neighboring township. I'm going to go over a couple of ways in which you can share and why you would share it in these various formats. So let's just take this map of Lebanon County bedrock geology. As you know, if you just save this map, it saves it as an MXD file. If you would email that MXD to a colleague at another township, they would not be able to open it. What they would experience, they would see red explanation points next to the data because it's not going to be able to connect to it. And the reason why is if we right click on our data and examine the properties, we're going to see where this data is stored on your computer. So on my computer, this data is stored in this file path. So when I email this MXD to my colleague at a neighboring township, this data that resides here isn't going to reside at the same location on their computer. They're probably not even going to have the data. So they're going to essentially get a blank map because it's looking for the data at this exact location, and when it can't find it, it just gives you a red explanation point and says it can't find it. So to minimize that as an issue, the way that you should be sharing ArcMap projects is through what's called a map package. And that package will kind of zips everything up into one package, for lack of a better word. So it's going to zip up, put the data, put the project, put everything together. So to do that, we go to Share As, Map Package, and we fill out all these items over here. So I'm going to save it to file. So it's going to save this in my map packages folder. You then go to the item description. I'm going to call it Bedrock Geology Map. I'm going to do the same thing down here, but these are required, so it's not going to let you package it up if you don't fill these in. Tags are keywords, so I'm going to put in geology and then move on to additional files, and there's nothing that I need there. So once I have this information filled out, I click Analyze, and it will tell me that there's it looks fine, so I'm just going to then click Share, and then it will begin to package the map up. When this is complete in terms of packaging it up, it's going to be a .mpk file, and it successfully created my map package, and it's telling me exactly where to put it, which is in my map packages folder. So if I go to that map packages folder in my Google Drive, you can see that I have that Lebanon geology map package there. And then this is what I would email my colleague in another township, and then all they have to do to open up the whole thing is to double click on it, and it will open up just like we see right here. So just a huge suggestion on how to share projects across municipalities. Another way of sharing this is a much less they won't have any ability to really do anything with the project, but they can look at the map. If you remember from the map design modules, we can export maps in various formats as PDFs, JPEGs, Adobe Illustrator, whatever. So if you just want to send the map and nothing else, this is what you would send to your colleagues so that they can just see your map layout. So different ways of sharing depending on what your intent is with the share.